Hi, how are you guys today? Happy Friday. Happy almost last Friday in October. I know that we've had a ton of new coaches join the network over the past few months, et cetera, et cetera. And if this is your first time on a Power Hour, welcome, welcome. My name is Julie. I am in Carmel, Indiana. So welcome to wherever you are coming from. And thank you for joining us on this Friday afternoon Power Hour. There are a couple requirements. And those of you that are my regulars, like if you are my regular, put like regular in the chat, will you? If you are like, if we are like, this is what we do. So my regulars know. It's like my people that take my like fitness classes, like my regular, like my front row people, like my regulars are like my front row class members. There's a couple requirements for my Power Hour. So if you're brand new to this, now you'll know. Now you'll know. Number one, we dance to start and to end. This is not optional. You have to move your body. So you don't have to break into like a choreographed Broadway style situation, but we got to move a little bit. So we dance to start, we dance to end, we cheers, we boomerang, we do all the things like that. Number two, I know sometimes that, life happens and you're late, and that is fine. Come on, 45 minutes better than 0 minutes. However, it is not anyone else's responsibility to tell you what we're doing when you come on late. You're grown up. You got to figure that out. So if you come to my Power Hour, come on whenever it works for you, but nobody's going to tell you what's happening. You're just going to have to catch up. Also, you have a business activity tracker. So, whether you're doing exactly what I'm suggesting or not, doesn't matter. You've got a tracker that you can do. Number three, sometimes I say what we like to lovingly call on my team truth love. Some people like to call that tough love. We branded that. It's just truth. So I've been a coach for 12 years, and sometimes there's no other, why sugarcoat it? We just don't have time, right? We just don't have time. So we're going to get started. And here's the deal. I think most Power Hours that you will go to will focus on inviting and following up. Yes, as we should. But there are other pieces of the business that if we don't have set up, it's not going to matter how much you invite and follow up. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that, divide the Power Hour into some segments, and hopefully get your mindset and your belief in the right place so that when you are inviting and following up, you're in the right place. Are we cool with that? If we are cool with that, put cool in the chat. Oh, that's my other rule. Interaction in the chat also required. Dance parties, interactions, if you're late, figure it out, like all that sort of required. Okay, now this also, if you're new, this is the moment of truth that happens every Friday. Will JV be able to actually share her screen? Here we go. We're going to give it a go and see if it happens. Okay, there it is. Here we go. Yes or no? Thumbs up. Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm going to keep my chat open because, I need interaction. So hang on. Let's get I don't know what's happening right now. Let's get the music out of the way, shall we? We'll pull that back up in a minute. Okay, chat over here. Okay, so yes, here's where we are. I saw this quote this week. I knew I had to share it with you. Of all the things that I've done, the most vital is coordinating those who work with me and aiming all efforts at a certain goal. That's Walt Disney. And we think about all that he created and all that has come from what he created. And yet what he thought was most important is coordinating his team and aiming them at a certain goal. I think that's really relevant to what we're doing now because we are aiming our challengers, our coaches, our families, ourselves at a goal. And what that goal is up to you. But out of all the things that he did and the company has done since, this is what he thought was most important. So let's take that into our intentions today. And that's what we're working on. We're working on taking all the stuff and aiming that at a certain goal. So maybe it was a few months ago, I shared with you a little bit about the all-in model and the all-in checklist. This is where we're starting today. The business, which is actually a reflection of your life. It's like what we do in our workouts is what we do in our life. What we do in our business is what we do in our life. Nothing exists in a vacuum. It starts with your mindset. So we're going to start with 3 questions. Do you regularly journal and do affirmations? Do you write down your big vision goals daily? And do you have a vision board? In the chat, let me see, Yes, yes, no. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Yes, no, yeah. Whatever you got going. It's a yes or no answer to those three questions. Do you regularly journal and do affirmations? Do you write down your big vision goals daily? Do you have a vision board? Ready, set, go in the chat. Yes, no answers in the chat. Okay, so the vision board, amazing. Absolutely should have one, whatever works for you. But if you're not doing the other two, the vision board doesn't count. That was a cute little crafty project that you put together because it was fun to have a vision board and put it on social. But if you're not doing the other two, that's the inside work that we have to do. So guess what we're going to do right now? We're going to do that. And I saved mine to do with you today. So I'm going to do my affirmations and my big vision goals with you. Usually I do them first thing in the morning. I haven't done them yet. I'm doing them right now. So our task right now is we're going to write out our goals for our business for the next 70 days. And we're going to write 1 to 3 actions that we can take this weekend to move the needle on those goals. I'm also going to write my affirmations. I'm going to stop my share really quick and see if we've got any questions. Questions on that? Affirmations, big goals, goals for the next 70 days. I saved mine. This is a little journal that I use every single day. You can see every single day. I don't really consider it a journal. I consider myself a writer downer, but what I love about it has a quote and then I write all over it. So I saved mine. I haven't done mine yet. I'm going to do them with you. If you've already written down your affirmations, maybe you haven't written down your goals for the next 70 days. If you've written down your goals for the next 70 days already today, maybe you haven't written down your goals for 2021. There is something that you have not done yet. That's why you're on a power hour. So I'm going to go back and put that screen up. And for the next 5 to 10 minutes, that's what we're doing. Because ain't no use in inviting people if we don't know what we're inviting them to and where we're going. People want to be on a train that's moving. I'm going to put that up. And then I'm going to write 2. Y'all can't ever see my cursor when I'm outside. Okay, so here's where we are. This is what we're doing. And if you have questions about journaling or writing stuff down, you're cool. You can put it in the chat. But I don't want to see some big vision board on my Instagram. Look what I did. Look what I made. That's craft time, people, if we're not doing the work and writing it down. Well, Georgiana, you're a grown-up. How many goals do you have? Write them down. That's not up to me to tell you how many goals that you should have for your life. It's your life. Okay, go. 108, 5 or 10 minutes till I get done writing. You be writing as long as I'm writing, okay? That's the way this goes. As long as I'm writing, you're writing.
Hello.
Do you have a question? Do you guys want me to mute? It's just very quiet and naturey right now, but I can mute if you want me to. Deborah says no.
No, it's beautiful.
Okay, good.
Don't mute. We love it.
It's just so you can hear me writing. Everyone should be writing as long as I'm writing. Okay. So that took me about 7 or 8 minutes to do. And I do that every day. And here's the deal. If we can't find 7 or 8 minutes to write down our vision for our life every single day, what kind of life do you think we're going to actually create and live? It's probably going to be one that just sort of happens, but not by intention. So why are we leaving this one precious life that we have up to chance? And if we are going to invite others to join us in this business, in this life, we better know where we're going. And that's why I had to start with that. That's the first time we've done that on a Power Hour with me, but there's more to this business than inviting and following up. So exactly, Anna Marie, have I said that before? Like, we're just throwing spaghetti at the wall. We're not doing that with our life. We don't have time to mess around. We just don't. Okay, so then write 1 to 3 actions that you can take this weekend to move the needle on those goals. So for example, one of my goals that I write down every day is that I create and publish a morning journal or planner. I really want to come up with my own planner that is geared around the morning routine. So I'm going to think about 1 to 3 actions I can take this weekend to move the needle on that one goal. That does not mean I'm writing the entire journal, finding a publisher, and releasing it to the world this weekend. It means I might do some research on a publisher. I'm going to think about fonts. I'm going to think about colors. I'm going to start thinking about the content. I'm going to start putting these little bite-sized pieces together. If one of your goals is to be 5-star by the end of the year, what are some things that you can do this weekend that will move your needle on that activity? You will not be 5-star by Monday. We might, but that would be amazing, but probably not. So what are small activities that you're going to do to move the needle forward? Okay, let's go to the next part, because each one's like these little pockets. Is your reception bad? Some of you guys have bad reception. Can you hear me? Are you good? Deborah, I can see you. You have a thumbs up? Cool. Okay. Okay, all right, good. Okay, next. Now we're going to connect the mindset to the action. Are you using the tracker daily, whether it's the business activity tracker or another tracker that your coach might have given to you? The business activity tracker is in your Coach Online office. So even as a new coach, you can be using the business activity tracker. Are you connected to your team? Do you say yes to trainings and mastermind opportunities? Do you listen to the National Wake Up Call weekly and take notes? Are you on your team calls, present and engaged and taking notes? I'm going to stop the share for just 1 second so we can talk about, does anyone need the business activity tracker? It's okay. Don't be afraid. You can say yes if you need it. Okay. You're like, I don't know. Should I say yes? Is she going to yell at me? No, I'm not going to yell at you. Although you should have it, but it's okay. Okay. I just downloaded it. If I can see my cursor, I'm going to put it in the comments. Okay, here we go. Let's see if you can use anything. If your coach has one that they want you to use, then that's what you should use. If you don't, then you use this. Tell me, is that showing in the chat, the file? Yes? Okay, that's right from the Coach Online office. So if you've never downloaded that, now you have it. So now no one on this Power Hour can say, I don't know what the business activity tracker is. Yes, you do. There it is. So you're going to click that and you're going to download it. So at any point in time, if you're like, I don't know what to do as a coach, that answers your question. That answers your question. Y'all, I wish I would have had this for like the first half of my coaching career. You have it. There's never any question what you should be doing. If you ever don't know, you go right back to the business activity tracker. So the question is, are you using it daily? Are you using these incredible tools that we have? Are you connected to your team? Are you listening to the National Wake Up Call? This stuff is easy to do. It's also easy not to do. So what we're going to do now for the next 15 minutes, because this is the nitty gritty stuff, y'all. This is the nitty gritty stuff that builds a business. This is the unsexy, unglamorous stuff that builds a business. This is the behind the scenes stuff. This is the stuff, not the pictures at summits or leadership or new leader or look at me in my cute new workout clothes. This is the stuff that builds a business. We are going to craft 3 to 5 posts that you're going to sprinkle out through the next week from personal development takeaways from our trainings, the National Wake Up Call. Why? Because you're going to use them as invitation opportunities. Look at the personal development we get as coaches. Look at the trainings we get as coaches. Look how we don't have to wonder or worry about what to do as coaches. We get mentored and guided on that every single day. You are going to take your notes from the National Wake Up Call, notes from trainings that you have been on, anything that you've been present on, where you have written something down and learned something, and you are going to craft 3 to 5 posts. I did not say post them. You're going to craft them. So you're going to type them on in your notes section. You're going to write them out. You're going to write them in a notebook, wherever you put your posts. You're going to write them down, because this, y'all, this is a piece that a lot of coaches, especially newer ones, have trouble with. I don't know what to post. We're going to take care of that right now. We're going to take care of that right now. So we are going to craft 3 to 5 posts. You're going to write them out. I mean, write them out. Why they're important, what you learn from them, and why anyone else should care about them. You're going to write them out. So come Monday, you've got to post. Come Wednesday, you've got to post. And come Friday, you've got to post. Cool? I know this is the nitty gritty stuff. This is the stuff that people don't want to do. This is the stuff that moves your needle. Questions? We're still going to be friends at the end of this Friday Power Hour, but you're going to do the nitty gritty work. This is the work. Okay, you busy? And if you have questions about how to write it or whatever, I was an English teacher. Just put them in the chat. I'm happy to help. Kira, yes, it's like, what did you listen to? Where were you? What kind of training were you at? What did you learn from it? And why would it be important to someone else? Why do they care? That's the connector right there. That's the piece that most people won't do. Like, they'll talk about why this quote or why this training was cool, or you'll put up a picture of a Zoom and like, Friday Zoom. Nobody cares. They want to know why they should be on that Zoom, or why that quote might relate to them. It's like taking the subjective, something that relates to you, but making it objective, where it can relate to anyone. That's where your post will connect with people. Does that make more sense? Toy, does that make sense, or is that just me? Does that make sense? Okay. I just like your hair, so that's why I called on you. You just look cute today. Yes, Jay Shetty spoke at Leadership. Yes. How do you take the learnings from National Wake Up Call and turn it into a post that people care about? Well, the question then back to you. Who asked that? Natalie? I just saw that I lost it. Why do you care about it? And if you care about it, is there someone else out there that might care about it? You got to dig. This is the nitty gritty stuff, y'all. It's easy to copy and paste an invite. This is the inner work, the crafting the post that invites people to what you're doing. Yes, so could maybe someone else out there want to learn how to build a business? Of course they could. Non-sexy stuff builds a business. So one place that I put notes is in, fancy this, my notes section of my phone. So wherever I am, when I hear something that, even though I'm a paper pencil person, wherever I am, when I hear something, I got to get it out of my head and in somewhere because I don't want to forget it. So I keep a ton of notes in the notes app on my phone. And then I will go back and look at that to pull ideas from posts from that. So if you're taking notes on the National Wake Up Call, you're taking notes because smart people take notes. And of course you're smart. That's why you're a Beachbody coach. You're taking notes. That stuff just can't be for you. Perfect. Okay, I know writing posts can be hard. So 5 or 10 more minutes, then we're going on to the next part. But this is the nitty gritty stuff. It's not a final exam. Don't look at me stressed. Some of you look to be like, I need more time. It's not a final exam. We're not in high school, I promise. Even if you're just getting the bare bones down, but you got to get the nitty gritty stuff down. No, but I can be. Oh, Andrea, that's good. Can you, are you turning that into a post? I spoke on a call yesterday. Andrea's referring to a quote that I mentioned yesterday, that perfectionism is a mindset. Women get all caught up in labels and rules, and it's ridiculous. So I'm glad that resonated with you. Turn it into a post. And how can you turn it into a post? You think of a time that maybe you were in the throes of perfectionism, or you felt yourself kind of boxing yourself in. And then, because you're surrounded by this community of people, it's causing you to think differently and act differently. And this is kind of where you are now. And maybe you out there reading this would like to be a part of something like this too. So you're telling the story. Oh, good, Kristen. People always ask what a coach is. That's amazing. So now you've got at least one post next week. Okay, I'm going to move on to the third piece. You guys got bare bones and things like that for your posts. We're going to move on to the third piece. Here we go. Logistical pieces of the business matter. So we have our mindset stuff. Yes, the mindset stuff is really the most important stuff, because if we don't have our mindset right, it doesn't matter how much we love Shakeology if we don't have our mindset right. So, question. Do you press play on a BOD program daily and share on social media? Don't even go any further than that. Do you press play on a BOD program daily and share on social media? Yes or no in the chat. Remember, what is our job? Our job is connecting people with this total solution. If we aren't using the total solution ourselves, why would anyone buy it from us? Do you think Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, is going to Universal? Come on, he's not going to Six Flags or Universal, he's going to Disney. That's his wheel, that's his job. If we aren't using BOD, how are we going to connect anybody else with it? If he's not even going to his park, his job, why would anyone else go? You have to be using Beachbody on demand every day and sharing it on social media. And the amount of programs and products that are on there, you don't have to work out every single day, but you could absolutely be using the meditation every single day. Also, you could work out every day, because some of those days could be yoga, right? Yeah, the recipes, meditation, all the things. Okay, 2, do you schedule time weekly? This is kind of like 2 and 3 together. Are you scheduling time weekly to make sure you're up to date on the coach breaking news? And do you know the release dates of upcoming launches? Yes or no? Like, do you know what the heck is going on in your business? Yes or no? This multi-million-dollar business that you are the CEO of, do you know what's going on? It's okay if you're a brand new coach and you're like, I don't know what coach breaking news is. That's okay. Because now you'll know. Now you'll start to get that verbiage in your mouth, and now you'll know that this is a habit, this is a practice that you want to be doing. Do you know what's going on in Coach Breaking News? Are you looking at that every day? And do you know the release dates of upcoming launches? Who knows when coaches get access to 9-week Control Freak? Put the date in the chat. Who knows when customers get access to 9-week Control Freak? Put the date in the chat. Which means if you're doing 30-day breakaway right now, and this is October 23rd, you already know what you're doing in November, because you're a business owner and you're planning. And you know that in December, you're moving right into 9-week Control Freak. And you also know that with 9-week Control Freak, you're going to move right into that into 2021. This is the time that counts. We have to know what's going on in our business if we want to build a business. Do you have bod groups lined up with the new releases? Yes or no? I really should, it should be yes or yes. And if it's no, because you're a new coach, cool. You're getting that verbiage in your mouth. You're learning some of the best practices. So we're going to get off Facebook and we're going to be in bod group. Because you know who doesn't own Facebook? Beachbody. Do you know who owns bod group? Beachbody. Why, we got to get to bod group. Your company that you work for that pays you owns that. Someone else owns Facebook. And someone else can decide they don't want you to run a group over there. Yeah, Jennifer, look right there. Look what she just wrote in the chat. Yes, your coach will teach you how to use bod groups, and there's an amazing training in your Coach Online office. Amazing training in your Coach Online office. Can you imagine waking up and losing all your social media? That can happen at any point in time, but not in bod groups because we own that. Okay, so your task right now, write out your next bod groups in your calendar. Open up your calendar. When are your bod groups starting? And what are they? Then you're going to go to Beachbody On Demand. And if you need to post some content in there for next week, you're going to do that right now. You're going to take care of the people that are already sitting at your table, and you're going to post amazing content in there. And if you don't have a group set up yet, totally cool. You're going to go to bod groups and start exploring and maybe set up your very first group. So for the next 10 minutes, we are all bod groups. You're putting content in there. If you are a longer time coach and you've got a group going, you're going to put some content in there. If you're a brand new coach, you're going to explore what bod groups is. You're going to go to your Coach Online office and research what the heck is bod groups, because you need to know it. It's a tool of your business, this business that you have come into, that you have chosen to build. You're going to put out your plan on a calendar, and you're going to have some strategy for the next, 3 months. Cool? Okay. Stephanie, it doesn't matter what I do or what anyone else does. Whose business is it, Stephanie? Stephanie Peterson? Whose business is it? Oh, wait, you can write it in the chat. Whose business is it? Correct. What do you want to do with your business, Stephanie? What feels good to you and the people you serve? Do that. Do that. Not on Facebook, and do it in bod groups. And if they're like, I just want to be on Facebook, sorry, tell them about your new friend Jennifer, who got their entire Facebook wiped out. Not happening. So, okay, it's all bod groups for the next 10 minutes. Yeah. I'm going to stop my share for a second. Let me find a vet coach like Amber. You have a bod group set up and going. So Amber's been a coach almost a year. So Amber's a perfect example. She knows what a bod group is. She's using a bod group. This is her tool. So she now knows that she's going to go over and spend the next 5 or 10 minutes putting some content in her bod groups. Amber, aside from the challenge group guides that are in our back office that are provided for us, do you find content any other place that you might want to share with any other veteran coach? If you're a new coach, don't worry about this yet. But if you're a veteran coach and you're like, gosh, sometimes I just don't know what to post. Amber, do you have something that you might want to share?
So I go back and forth depending on the month, but I buy content from Pixel and Hue or the Mompreneur Virtual Assistant.
Mm-hmm. And that is because, what does that do for you, Amber?
It makes it one less thing that I have to come up with. I can focus on the things that are important to finding people and helping people, and they can write my content and make my pretty graphics.
Because that's their wheelhouse. So Amber's investing a little bit to get content from groups or people that are out there that make it for Beachbody coaches. So it's designed for that. She's, and if you want to put those two in the chat, Amber, just so they can see that. So if you're a more veteran coach, that's a great place for you to get content. Also, remember, you want to keep people in your store. You can go to the Beachbody blog, send them blog links all day long. All day long. If you're a brand new coach, we have the challenge group guides right there in Beachbody On Demand. Yeah. If you're a new coach, yeah. But if you want something, if you've been doing it a while, if you've been doing it 12 years and you want to jazz it up a little bit, then you might want something other than a challenge group guide. Totally cool. Okay, 5 more minutes on this. And then you're going to snap a picture of your bod group cover photo. Can you put pictures in the chat? Can you do that? Like under file? Can you screenshot that and put it in the under file? Because I really want to see your pictures. Or maybe you can just hold it up. Yes. Yeah. It's easier just to hold it up. Perfect. Beautiful. Oh, wait, Toy, what is that beauteous photo? Yes, beautiful. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, I like that, Veronica. That's cool. Kristen, I'm not sure what your question is, because what I want to answer is, but I think you're asking, like, are you asking if it's okay, or if you're asking if you can, or if you can both be administrators? I'm not really sure. You can have more than one administrator on a bod group. Yeah. What do you mean, does that count? Count for what? Life? Bingo? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by count. Yes. Are you helping run it? Yes. Y'all, come on. Life is not so black and white. Tell me the one right way. No, it's your business. It's your business. God, don't you hate that? Don't you hate when I say things like that? I know. You think Carl tells me how to run a bod group? That looks good, Michelle. I just looked at it. Okay, any other questions on bod groups before we wrap up that little section? It's like little quadrants of work today, little pockets of work today. Well, then you should go watch that, Sharon. But my point is, Carl doesn't message each of us individually and say, here's how to set up a bod group. Yeah. Yes, great point, Danielle. You can repost any post from any past group, which is such a great tool. And of course, there are a few glitches and things like that. We're still working out with bod groups, but does Facebook work perfectly for you all the time? Like perfectly? No, it does not. Jennifer had hers gone. Jennifer's Facebook doesn't work perfectly. She doesn't have it anymore. So sometimes there's just glitches. It's technology. Yeah. Because we have live and bod groups now. It's good. Oh, you're asking how is it? Like, how's the quality? It's okay. It's good. It's not as crystal clear as I think Zoom, but it's good. It's better than not having it. Okay, I'm going back to share my screen. Okay, here's where we are. This is what we're doing for the next 10 minutes, and I got, then we have to have a dance party, but here we go. Number 1, we're only doing it one at a time. One thing at a time, don't work ahead. I was a teacher, don't work ahead. Top 3 needle moving actions for Saturday and Sunday. Write them on a piece of paper right now. I will have you write them in the chat in a minute. Write them down on a piece of paper. top 3 needle moving actions for Saturday and Sunday. Proper planning prevents poor performance. We are planning right now so we can perform well and build a business that changes lives. When you have written them down on a piece of paper, write them in the chat. Your top 3 needle moving actions for Saturday and Sunday. Write them in the chat once you've written them down on your piece of paper. Oh, wait, I got to go back. You guys are going to go fast. Fast. Get all my week's worth posts of content created. That's Caitlin. That's amazing. Caitlin, you're going to be at Turbo tomorrow, aren't you? You should put that on your needle moving activities because that will change your mindset. Follow-ups with open share carts. Excellent. Do you know what's so great about what Caitlin wrote, what Toy wrote, is that it's trackable. It's trackable. Look what Cassie wrote. Invite 20 to coaching each day. Not invite to coaching each day. That is trackable. So Jessica Monson, invite, follow-up, and new connections. You got to go back and put some tangibles around that. Those are too big, too vague. Those are not needle moving. They're only needle moving if you've got some tangible, trackable numbers around them, and you can truly move the needle forward with those behaviors. Invite 30 people. Yes. Yes. So Allie, invite what? Invite who? Invite how many? We got to go back and get some numbers. So I need to see some redos in the chat. Invites, follow-ups, new connections. F for fail, no. Reduce. Power hour both days. McKenna, awesome, very trackable. Schedule my week out. Do you mean business or life or both? Get ready to go all in for my Halloween fun week. I don't know what that means. You need to put a little bit more tangible about that. What does that mean? Create content, to find costumes, eat candy. What does that mean? 10 invites. Good, Kelsey. Plan my posts for the week. Plan out my marketing calendar for the next 70 days. Kira, yes, girl, that's amazing. And Kira, I don't know how big of a team you have, but however big it is, when you plan your marketing calendar, share it with your team. Plan posts for the week. 20 invites Saturday, Sunday. Perfect. Yes. Okay, you all have written this on a piece of paper, right? So when we leave the chat at the end of this, you're going to know what you're doing. Needle moving, tangible, trackable. Jessica, you redid it. Good. 30 people, 20 new people. Good. Much better. This is the nitty gritty stuff, y'all. This is the stuff that moves the needle. Okay, number 2, we did invites and 3 follow-ups. If you haven't put numbers to those, please put them now. Please put them now. If you haven't put numbers to those, please put them now. Nice, Natalie. That's excellent. 5 invites, 10 follow-ups, 50 follow-ups, 10 coaching. Much better. Right? That make sure you have those numbers written down so that you can, because when you get to Sunday evening, you're going to ask yourself what worked and what didn't work. And you're going to be able to have numbers around if you did what you said you were going to do, if you kept your promise to yourself, and if those numbers moved your needle. And if they didn't, then you can adjust accordingly. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. Number 4, dig into your customer database and find your BOD customers and invite them to Shakeology. Do you all know that likely if you've been coaching any amount of time, you've got some BOD customers that aren't on any nutritionals. They're not on any nutritionals. Those people need to be on nutritionals because what do we want to connect them with? What do we want to connect them with? The total solution. the total solution. We want to help them get results. And speaking as someone who used to work out a lot, and my nutrition was off, and I was tired all the time, I was injured all the time, and I wasn't seeing results, it's because my nutrition was off. My nutrition was off. So if you've got a customer database and you've got BOD customers, see if they are on Shakeology or any of our nutritionals. What a beautiful opportunity to invite them to that. Well then, Krista, that doesn't apply to you, does it? So you would insert instead, invite more people. Because you're the CEO of a multi-million-dollar business, and you would know that. Now, here's your question that you're going to use to guide yourself before we have a dance party. And I want you to write this down on a Post-it note and put it on your laptop. And then I'm actually going to give it to you as well. I'm going to give it to you. Hang on. I'm going to stop my share for a second, and I'm going to give you that question. How would my highest self show up? Let me find it. Well, I have it. I have a graphic for you that I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to get that for you. How would my highest self show up? That is a question that I want you to write down, put on a Post-it note, put it on your laptop, and that's going to be your guiding principle. Okay, so let's unpack that for a minute. How would my highest self show up? So when you wake up in the morning, what's your highest vision of who you are and who you can be? How would that person show up? I want to give you this graphic, but I got to get it to open first. So then you can put it on your screensaver to ask yourself all the time. Would your highest self hit snooze? Would your highest self not press play on BOD? Would your highest self eat your kids' candy? Would your, think about all the daily activities that you have. Okay, there it is. And how would your highest self show up? I'm going to make this happen for you because I want you to have this. There it is. Okay, tell me, can you open that? That's your screensaver. How would your highest self show up? Would your highest self, really think about that. Would your highest self say, I'm too afraid to send invites? Would your highest self throw spaghetti at the wall in this multi-million-dollar business and hope that something sticks, and then hope that you get to create the life that you want for your family? Would your highest self hope someone reaches out to you so that you can hit Success Club? What would your highest self do? Would your highest self maybe not eat all the pita chips and just eat a few and maybe have some carrots instead? That's what I ask myself when I go into my pantry. What would your highest self do? Would your highest self pick up the 8-pound weights or the 10? If you use that question as the guiding question for your life, you will grow a business because you know in your mind the highest vision of yourself. And it's a constant, Matthew McConaughey says he's always chasing that person. He's always chasing that person 10 years down the road. That's what keeps him going. He's always chasing that person. And that's who you're looking at, the highest version of yourself. If you use that to guide you, you don't need to ask questions about how to invite or how to set up a group, because you know your highest self would figure that out. You know your highest self would send more invites, would do a little bit more personal development. How would your highest self show up? That's the question. It's in the chat. You got to click it because your highest self would click it and figure it out. And then I'm going to go put it on my story, and then you can just screenshot my story and have it too. Cool? Okay. Any last questions on BOD groups or life that I can answer before we dance, party it out, and do a boomerang? Anything that I can answer that your highest self would not be able to maybe figure out on your own, that you would need some mentorship with?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I've been reading different things on affirmations, like when Rachel Hollis was the first one who introduced me to that, and she always says to say it as if it already happened.
Mm-hmm.
But then I've been reading some stuff where it says if you're 300 pounds and you wake up and say I'm skinny, your brain's gonna fight that. So I'm wondering, like, is it somewhere in the middle, or what do you think? I'm trying to work through how I want to do that and what makes sense.
Well, I think the thought process behind like the 300-pound example would be, well, nobody needs to be saying I am skinny anyway. So it's really is more of how do you want to feel? So for my affirmations, one of the pieces that I say every single day is I am calm, confident, and creative. Those are feelings. I'm really going for more feelings that then lead to more results. But Dorinda, you know what I'm going to say to you, right? You know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
What
I don't know why I'm just
you.
Yeah, I know.
What? So women, stop overthinking. Just in general, in the business and in life, stop overthinking. There's no person who's coming to your house, Dorinda, and saying, I am taking away your affirmation card right now because you're doing it wrong. Dorinda, do the affirmations in the way that works for you, in the way that generates the feeling that you want it to feel. When I write my affirmations in the I am present state, it makes me feel like I want to feel. So that's how I keep writing them. But if I'm writing something that feels like that doesn't feel authentic to who I am, that doesn't feel good, then I have to unpack why that doesn't feel authentic or why that doesn't feel good. Am I writing something that makes me scared because I'm writing it? Well, maybe that's because I need to go after it. Am I writing something because it just doesn't feel authentic to who I am right now? Then that's something else. But you got to write it and try it and explore it and tweak it and evolve it and grow it and do it in a way that works for you. You do you. Free yourself to be yourself, girl. Dorinda, do your affirmations like you want to do them. And then after a little while, if they don't feel good like that, then do something else and just keep exploring. It's a beautiful part about this business. It's also the really cool part about life. Imagine that. You get to be in the driver's seat. Okay, I'm going to turn on some music. We're going to do a boomerang and we're going to dance. And don't even play like you don't even know how to do that. This is my favorite song right now. Because this business should make you have what a feeling. Okay, I'm going to take a boomerang.
I wasn't even searching for love. That's usually right when
Okay, you can bevy me up. You can do this. You can high five me. I don't care. You ready?
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Boy, you got my attention. What's up? My heart is beating.
That was pretty good. We're going to do it again. You put your phones down. I want to see your phones. I want to see your faces. Ready, set, go. Better. You guys have a great weekend, yeah? How would your highest self show up? Ask yourself that, and then go live it. Have a great weekend.
It's like my favorite star I used to stare at every night. Came down from the sky. Oh yeah.